12:30 I've been working on the tabs for Am I in Heaven that I'll post on my Patreon probably tomorrow. I have never used this software, so it's kind of tricky for me, but I don't think it's gonna be perfect, so bear with me as I learn to use the new software. I'm really doing my best. It's taking me quite a long time though. I probably would have been done by now if I did it with my way, just typing the letters. One of the things I've been meaning to get back into is my tennis game. I used to play tennis a lot as a kid, but I stopped. One of my little brothers is top 2 or top 3 of his college tennis team, and the other one plays at a very high level as well. I didn't play as much because I focused a lot more on my guitar. But recently I found out that David Dobrik, a famous YouTube vlogger with 17.9 million subscribers, plays tennis really well. My goal is definitely to become a famous YouTube vlogger that lives in Los Angeles with all the other YouTube vloggers. So I thought, since I'm preparing for the marathon, I should also prepare to beat David Dobrik in a tennis game. You hear that, David Dobrik? July 11, 2020. I'm starting to practice now. I'm back. That was a lot of fun. I did need to cut it a little short because I got a blister right there. You can see it. My racket is kind of old and the grip is a little bit teared, so I was rubbing against the wood a large portion of the time. I need to get that fixed. Okay, now back to this freaking tab software. These people here are flying a drone right there. You see it? They look like security or something. I wonder what they're doing with it. A couple of months ago, I read this book, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. It's a classic business success book. I highly recommend it to anyone who has not read it. I'd like to dive into one segment, in particular the make people like you part. One of the points he discussed was that you need to remember that a person's name to that person is the sweetest and most important sound in any language. He talks about a specific example. I think it was the security for his building. He saw the person that worked there every day, but he couldn't remember his name, and the person was very rude to him. One day, Mr. Carnegie made a point of remembering the man's name, and so every morning when he walked in, he would say, "Good morning, Mr. James." And suddenly the man who was previously not amicable with Dale Carnegie saw him on a different level. Dale Carnegie then goes on to explain how he became very close friends with the security guard because he was one of the only ones in the hundreds of people that walked by the security guard in the morning that actually knew his name. Although this book was written in 1936, so 84 years ago, it's still extremely relevant, especially nowadays with an increasing global population and the access to all of those people through social media or the internet. Learning everyone's names in your immediate surroundings could make someone's day, and for that reason you should always be doing it. If you have a terrible memory like me, a simple trick that I do is I compare that person to something I remember. I try to create an association in my brain to the name and something. I remember the name Ray because I always saw him the first thing in the morning, and I would think to myself that the rays of the sun are the first thing that you see in the morning. It's a little bit silly, but it worked, and I got along great with the guy. It's almost 5 o'clock, and I realized something that I've been neglecting for quite some time now. It's my YouTube thumbnails. The thumbnails for YouTube videos are actually very important because they need to arouse enough curiosity for someone to come click on a video of someone they don't know. YouTube only allows you to customize your thumbnails once you have 4,000 watch time hours and over 1,000 subs. Since I reached this goal, it makes no sense that I continue not having any thumbnails. So from now on, I'm going to put thumbnails that are interesting and supposed to drive more clicks to my channel. I'm not the best at Photoshop, so if you guys have any ideas, let me know in the comment section down below. I really appreciate it. Today's shout out is Evan Stanley. Go check out his channel. He's been following me for a while now, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support.